Welcome to Make It Plain with Tracy. Map it with Tracy. It's a beautiful new week, a fresh episode of Map It, and I'm presenting to you same conversation we've had for the past 2 weeks on creativity and innovation. Creativity and innovation. Beautiful topic. We started off by saying have an open slate mindset, and that's the bedrock and foundation for innovation and creativity. Okay, so this week we want to focus on how to transform failure, to becoming a catalyst for innovation and creativity, transforming failure to creativity and innovation. All right, so I'll start this way. Imagine yourself, you know, failing around a particular thing. Imagine you must have failed one way or the other. What goal did you ever set and did it achieve? What target did you give yourself and failed woefully? If you can picture that scenario where you truly failed, I don't know how many times you attempted or tried before failing, but the point is, when you fail, what do you do? It's amazing that I'm the one speaking about this because I really recall my mom at some point growing up. I think I was in my mid 20s. She called me, she sat me down, and she tried to talk to me about managing failure. And as my mom, may her soul rest in peace, as my mom, she was concerned that she was beginning to see a consistent trend around me. When I desired things, when I planned to do things, or when I got involved in things or projects and they didn't end well, she saw a struggle. She saw a struggle. I struggled to accept the situation. I struggled to embrace that reality that I had failed or was failing or probably wasn't going to make it in that adventure. So it's something I really hold dear to me because I was still trying to discover myself, still growing up, but for a mother to call a child, sit that child because she had seen tendencies of, having that mindset of win, win, win. And then unfortunately, when things don't turn out the way you plan, then what happens? It begins to turn into what seems to be frustration, devastation, despair. I believe that is something one or two of you listening to me might have experienced, or maybe you're currently battling with despair, frustration, and all of that as a result of failure. So I'm a living testimony, and I want to share with you that hey, when things fail, you can turn that situation around and make it a springboard for you to leap into a creative and an innovative opportunity. Okay, believe me, it can happen. So you fail, but take failure as a springboard to leap into a world of creativity, a world of possibilities. So it's about transformation. How do you transform failure to great success? I want to share the first example. Yeah, so my point is, my mom had to talk me into accepting the situation, first of all, and understanding that as life really is, you mustn't win all the time. Sometimes things go wrong, sometimes things just get screwed up. So, in that situation, the point she was trying to make is what do you do? How do you survive? How do you move on? It's something she had to talk me into, and then I began to develop that mindset that is not the end of the journey. So where the story doesn't end well and there's a full stop, then start a new sentence. When the page is full and doesn't end well, then open a new book. That was the point. Try to have that mindset to accommodate you, to accommodate life. It is a way of, once you have that mindset, it opens up your world to innovation, creativity, and many other ways of now doing it right. So imagine you have a recipe, you're trying to cook a goosey soup, for example. The first time you tried to cook the egusi soup, it was just a mess. Maybe all the egusi turned out to be lumps, funny lumps in your soup. And it was so shameful, you couldn't even present it to anybody. Maybe you got rid of that. But the second time you tried, it was a bit better. The third time you tried, it was, so Repetition, iteration, of course, they say practice makes perfect. So the more you do a thing, you get better at it. The more you do a thing, you get better at it. That was just an example, a foodie kind of example. So another example is in the transport industry, right? Transportation industry. Before now, people would want to invest, save up capital, and have a fleet of cars. I think at some point it was Toyota is a Camry, a particular model of Camry, 2003 version model that was reigning or trending. So people had lots of that and then lease them out to others to begin to use it to run transport for them. But when Uber came into the picture, when Bolt came into the picture, when then a couple of names out there, but Uber I think is one of the most popular companies that came into the picture and transformed that space out of creativity and innovation. So somebody sits somewhere monitoring an app, has a dashboard, connecting people who need service to people who had products or things, yeah, products, but so connecting people who need service of transportation to people who own the cars, the drivers, and it's just a network of mappings. And we know the story today. We know this. So that's creative. That whole thing was born out of creativity, and you see how innovation came to be. Another example is Airbnb. Today you have a well furnished house, you put in so much to build and furnish, and then the next thing maybe you're jackpotting to Canada or to UK or to wherever as the case may be. So what happens to that your beautiful house? So in the past people will sell off, and whatever, but so people are getting creative. I don't need to lose all of that investment. I can possibly lease it out via A and B, register it on the platform, get people who need short stay, places to rent them for a fee. You're making money, you say own your property. At the end of 20 years, you want to sell it off, it has appreciated, and you're still in business. You're still in business. You have options. House is still yours. So Airbnb, Uber, are two fantastic examples of creativity and innovation in business. Okay, so I really want you to know that from the bottom of your struggles, from the ashes of failure, you can actually transform and get creative. Use that failure as a springboard, as a catalyst to leap and be creative. I would like to end by saying that yes, you can do it. And just 2 days ago, I think I was watching something on, was it CNN? Some sort of series, documentary, and it talked about 15 top cases of smuggling, airports drama, and it was really amazing. People who try to smuggle some species of reptiles, how they pack it. You know the story of how people try to smuggle stuff. Look it up on YouTube. You see all manner of videos at the airports. People smuggle. In fact, there was one funny one. Someone tried to smuggle the husband. I think the husband had been in jail or something, and the husband was in a suitcase, and they tried to smuggle him through immigration. Wow, the guy was caught. The guy was caught. Many other cases apart from drugs. You see, people. I even saw a scenario where they tried to smuggle tobacco, so there were loads and lorries of tons of carrots, and they hid tobacco in carrots. But so it was just funny. There was another one around wood. These are things that cost money. People will invest, get resources, get workers, put together. But the point here is there's a lot of thoughts that go into this process even before it's materialized. Okay, so when people are desperate, when people are serious, when people are curious, then innovation comes to play. Because for you to think of how to achieve or materialize or that concept, then you see that you begin to think, your brain begins to work. And in the course of doing that, either you're working on your own or you're in a team of people that have like minds and are trying to achieve the same thing. Once you get into thinking mode, creativity mode, you see that you can birth something really good. I'd like to end by referring to a great American inventor and businessman called Thomas Edison. He was known to have lived between 1847 and 1931, and he was known to be the world's best or greatest inventor. He invented the incandescent light bulb. He invented the phonograph. He invented the motion picture camera. And reading about him, I saw that I was more science inclined. He was a hands-on person. One thing that struck me about his story is that he was told that at 12 years old he became deaf. He was deaf at 12 years old, and there was an incident that actually occurred that made him become deaf. Something around him being picked by the ear and pulled up into a train. That sounds a bit traumatic, but so something happened. I don't know details about what happened, but then he found that he was deaf on one side, totally deaf on one ear. And one thing he said in his story when I read about him is that he decided to take advantage of that scenario, of that deficiency of deafness, and told himself, okay, so he might as well save time. And when he's with people, he keeps conversations short, brief, straight to the point. KISS, keep it simple and short. And then that saves him time to allow him get back to business. He was a hands-on person, get back to innovation, get back to creativity, get back to production, and was recorded as he's one of the best or the world's known innovator. And it was a beautiful one. So please, I'd like you to embrace this attitude of creativity, innovation, curiosity, experimentation. You need to try your hands. So this week we're saying try your hands. Be curious, be desperate. Yeah, be desperate. Be hungry for achieving the success, the dream you want. And so where you failed 100 times, okay, realize that by the 101 time, okay, that doesn't sound so realistic. So when you failed 9 times, by the 10th time, when you get it right, you would have been an embodiment of knowledge, because you can tell people 9 ways that failed, and then, of course, one way that succeeded. So, congratulations to you, great minds, creativity experts, out there. Congratulations and welcome to the world of innovation. So, what's the product you're going to be launching? What's the idea? What's that dream that's going to be coming alive soon? Write it down and I'll be excited to hear. Right? So, we're out of time this week, but I'd like to share. I got one feedback last week, and someone said, having an open mindset, does environment or people impact or influence an individual's ability to have an open mindset? I would like you to share your thoughts, drop it on the chat, like, share, subscribe to this channel, and let the conversations continue offline. Ability to impact someone's creativity and open-mindedness, people and environment, how does it impact? That's a good one. So thanks for bringing that perspective. I love you. My name is Tracy Dapa. Enjoy your week and see you next week as we continue our creativity and innovation series. Thank you.